Live from the heart of Kansas City, we bring you Buck and Bob Take on Chiefs Kingdom, a podcast
I'm
for fans by fans.
I'm Buck,
I'm Bob.
and together we're going to talk about the Chiefs, our biggest passion.
Yep, and we're gonna talk just like two friends at a bar. That's what we do. We're not fancy analysts.
But we are two best friends that love to talk about Chiefs football. So that's what you're going to get tonight.
I was looking for more, but we have just as many bad takes as the fancy analysts.
I didn't want to tell the live viewers tonight about the bad takes. We'll let them figure that out on their own.
Definitely. Thank you guys. This is our first like at home live show. We did our first live show at the Sports Pub and Pizzeria in Lenexa in the All-American Indoor Sports Complex last Monday. Went pretty good. We learned some audio stuff, but this is the first time we're doing this one live. We're starting to think we're just going to do the podcast live. It's
a great idea.
Yeah, it puts us in a little bit of a bind because we can't edit things out, but it makes it a little more exciting, a little more fun. I do all of my other podcasts live. Definitely didn't start them out live, but we've had, we're on episode 33 now. We've had plenty of practice. We can do this, and then
we can do this.
Yeah, and then we'll cut, maybe clips and put those on YouTube and stuff, but this is going to be the way we're going to go. So right after Chiefs games, regardless of where we're at, you're going to be able to tune in right after the game and hear our thoughts live on the live stream. The best part is you're going to be able to jump in chat and, have conversations with us. And this being a community podcast, this was the goal from the beginning. So I'm super excited for this new adventure that we're doing.
Yeah, we've got so many new things that we've been doing the last few weeks, and we've got so much more coming up in the next few weeks. We haven't talked about all of it yet because we don't have it all ironed out, but man, this is really growing really quick, and I'm having the time of my life. So strap in, buckle up, get ready for this ride, baby.
Hell yeah. We got a bunch of upcoming things to talk about. So let's just start the show by just telling people where. So we're going to be doing live shows, not just at the Sports Pub and Pizzeria, but this Sunday night, we are going to be doing a live show right after the Chargers-Chiefs Sunday night game. We're going to be doing a live show at the Kingdom Bar and Grill. It's in Overland Park, right off of 127th and Quivira. And we're excited about it, nervous about it, but we're going to be doing that there. And then just one night later, we're going to be doing our normal live show at the Sports Pub and Pizzeria. And our guest for Monday is Susie Arbo.
Very special guest.
She used to ride a horse for the Chiefs. The horse is the horse that cannot be named. But she was a Chiefs cheerleader. She rode the horse for years. She's gonna have some stories for us, and then we're gonna talk about her new business working with mental health and using horses to work with mental health. So that'll be a neat thing to check out, and then in the coming weeks, we also have Andrew Smetka coming the week after on Monday. He's going to be he's going to bring one of his Super Bowl rings to check out, and he was with the Chiefs for 12 years working with their youth outreach programs, and now he works for the youth ambassadors of Kansas City, and so that's going to be a fun one too. And yeah, we just have a lot of stuff coming on the horizon. I'm excited, and yeah. With that being said, we can get into the actual show.
Yeah, tell your friends about us and come out and see us at some of these live events. It's super fun, and it's great to have some reinforcements come with us.
Yep. All right, so how should we start the episode with a listener voicemail? All right,
Yep.
all right.
We got one. Let's do it.
All right, guys. We're gonna start with a voicemail, but we need you to help us out. We need more. We need more of these. If you're listening in the car, just pull out your phone, call 816-866-1066, and leave us a voicemail. We can play it on the show. It's a good time for everybody. It's a way for you to get your voice to be heard. And it's just a fun time. But we have a voicemail today, and it's awesome. It has 3 different points. I'm going to pause it between each point, and we'll talk about each point. So, Buck, are you ready?
I'm super ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, my name's Jason. I've been a listener of Buck and Bob since you guys first started. I just got 3 things I want to put out to you guys real quick. First off, point about Travis Kelce. I know you guys keep talking about him, keep going, and even that's what they're saying with Andy Reid and all that. But that boy is ready to retire. He has set up his exit plan, and they keep giving the ball more and more off to oh my God, I forgot his name.
Noah Gray. I know how
Noah
he
Gray.
feels. I know how he feels.
So he's becoming the workload on that 100%. He is going to become the go-to, even though they have Kelce for the playoffs, ready to step in and still be that X factor, as you will.
All right. So that was the
Next off.
Okay. Yep. So
Yep.
yeah, I feel you on the blanking on players' names. It happens to me all the time. I'll be talking to friends and blank on their name, just like standing right in front of them. So don't feel too bad about that. But Jason, or Buck, what do you think about this?
I mean, we've definitely seen Noah Gray step up in the last few weeks, but I don't think we're really seeing the end of Kelce yet. I really don't. I think what we're seeing is a Kelce in conservation mode. He's playing for the long run. He's not playing for the sprint for the single game anymore. We saw it last year where he turned it on in the playoffs, and I'm really kind of expecting him to do that again, is where he just turns it on in the playoffs. But I think right now what we're seeing is Kelce is just doing what he has to, what he can to kind of help the team, but really keep himself from getting injured. I think if defenses started playing Noah Gray the way that they play Kelce, then Kelce would be getting 100 to 150 yards a game. I think Noah Gray is usually the 3rd or 4th option, and he's reliable for that. I don't think I've seen enough from Noah Gray to say that he's stepping into Kelce's shoes yet, though. And I don't know if that's exactly what he's saying. Um, but I don't. I'm not dissing any of it. I love Noah Gray's progression. I love where he's headed. Hopefully, he's got more to show us. And if he does step into Kelce's shoes, I'm fine with that. But I don't think Kelce's done quite yet. I think he wants to play for a few more years.
Well, I'm going to actually have to agree completely with our listener here. It's so I've just been watching the writing on the wall. First off, I don't think anybody can just step into Kelce's shoes. That is an earned thing, period. Not a I mean, he might take on his role, but he ain't stepping into his shoes. I mean, he's one of the greatest tight ends to ever live. But I do think I do think Kelsey is on his way out, and I think Kelsey's planning for that. I really, really do. I recently watched his show on oh gosh, what channel is it? FX or something. I've got it recorded on the TV. It's a gross show, by the way. Like it
The one he
really
hosts.
no. It's a actual drama show.
Oh.
It's a good show, but it's like a horror. I don't know. It's gross. It's actually hard for me to watch just because I'm just not into horror and I'm not into that type of show.
Yeah, if it's
and
horror, yeah, it's got to be good. acting.
yeah, but I mean, he does good acting. Like I think he is onto something with an acting career. I think I think he actually like. I don't know, man. I think he's
Do
really
you
into
think this is-
Taylor and really
You think
into
this
that.
is his last season?
I think it's possibly his last or his second to last. And let me tell you why I say that. I love Travis Kelce. I've been watching New Heights constantly. Travis just recently became the third all time in yards, just behind the great Tony Gonzalez. Love that it's two Chiefs. And behind him, the Cowboy. Oh my gosh. See, blanking on name. Jason Witten. Yeah. So, and he's adamantly said multiple times during the not the last episode, but the episode prior, there's no way I am making it to that. And if he was going to play 3 more seasons, he could definitely catch up to Witten. So I think he really is kind of on his way out. You see, there's a lot of people that said he showed up to camp overweight and slow, and I can't disagree with that. He still has the hands, but we're talking about Noah Gray. Think about Noah Gray's TDs this year. He catches that shit in stride and runs. Travis Kelce is like a big Yeti just moving down the field. Oh,
I just don't think. I don't think we've seen a whole lot where Noah Gray was the first option, the guy that Mahomes is looking for. It's almost like they're. He's the third or fourth option. He's scrambling behind the line that's breaking down in front of him, and Noah Gray just happens to be open, which is in its own right a great thing. Going forward, that he's finding that open space and he knows where to go, and Mahomes knows where to find him. That's awesome. Maybe they're developing that for the future.
He's been trained by Travis for years
the
now.
greatest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Travis speaks very highly of Noah Gray.
Oh yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
Which you would expect that from a teammate. But
well, he also talked really highly of Fortson, and I think Fortson could have been the next Travis Kelce as far as physically. Like the dude was physically blessed. He just couldn't stop
stay
getting
on the field.
Yeah, he couldn't stop getting injured. It cuts down a lot of great players' possibilities.
I remember when he came back into the game for the first time this year, and you were like, oh, and then the next game he was gone.
Yep. Yeah, but I do think that he might have talked to the team and said, "Hey, I'm on my way out, but I could still help this team." And he's, been taking double teams, been taking those things, and then they stopped double teaming him, and then right, well, Travis, we have to throw it to you now. But I think he's actually completely cool. Oh yeah, Derek in chat points out the name of the show is Grotesque, which is a fitting name for it. It was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It's great acting, and if you're into that stuff, it is really good. I'm just saying I like action, adventure, fantasy, comedy. Not really big on the horror stuff, but yeah. So I don't know. I think Kelce is on his way out, and that's okay. I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess.
Hey,
All
man.
right, what else does Jason have to say?
Let's hear it.
Next off, your guys' points about the refs. Yeah, refs are totally blowing key plays, but it almost looks like they're trying to do things to keep games as tight as possible, not trying to skew one way or the other. They just want to keep a good game so they keep the ratings going and working for the NFL and the TV networks. That's just my own personal take on what these refs are doing, but it seems to work because they've got all these tight games keeping people glued to their TVs. Now,
That's a hard one to actually.
It is.
I mean, especially with how much gambling comes in and everything else. I don't know that I could agree with them here.
But it's hard. It definitely has that feel more than ever. It just feels like refs are keeping games as interesting as they can for as long as possible. And that's not just bad calls against the Chiefs. I mean, I've watched a lot of games this season, and I've seen a lot of bullshit calls and a lot of bullshit no calls. You know, the Jawan Taylor, how he likes to line up 3 yards back to get a head start. Yeah, I saw that probably 4 times this weekend on 4 different teams in 4 different games, and it was called out by announcers. By the way, you know, the Chiefs are getting flagged for this. And this is clearly happening right here, and it's not getting called in other games against other teams. So that it's being noticed by more than just, you know, us Chiefs homers, you know, that we're complaining about calls against the Chiefs. It's happening everywhere. And it is, I don't want to say ruining the game, but I think it's dragging the experience down a little bit. I don't know. I'm still watching. I'm still on the edge of my seat for the entire game. So
I think I need to construct I've done this for other podcasts. I need to construct myself a tinfoil hat to put on during these types of conversations. I've literally done that before. You
don't think that conversation could have actually happened? I mean, you know that the longer an NFL game is, the more money they're going to make. The more drama, the more fans are going to watch.
That is true, but I can't see that. I really don't believe that.
I really hate to think that the integrity of the refs would actually be swayed by any outside force, whether it be the NFL, the Players Association, the fans, whatever.
What actually happens, though, is, and I've heard from many different players have talked about this. One of the biggest strategies for veterans of the game is to let refs know right after a foul, like they're like, dude, so and so's been holding the entire time. So and so's been pass interfering me, holding me. Like so and so's been doing this, and they'll tell the refs, and that's why a lot of the times you'll see that there's a no call. And then the same thing happens the next play, and the call happens because the players push on. Like Kelsey's talked about this a ton, how he lets the refs know, you know, 84 is doing this. You know, that's something
Noah
that
Gray,
does happen.
You think Travis Kelsey tells on Noah Gray every once in a while? Just get a little more attention.
Just tells on your own team.
He was holding for sure.
There definitely is some players in the NFL that might do that, but not Travis. Not Travis.
No. Maybe in practice.
Man. But yeah, I don't think so at all. I don't believe.
I know where Jason is coming from here. I absolutely feel it. I hate to believe that that's true, but I can't fault the guy for having that feeling. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way.
Yep. You know, King Jamie the Mad in chat says, man, remember all those years in the 80s and 90s when we just wanted to finally get past a damn wild card? We are living my fantasy right now. Holy crap, we are in our worst season at 11-1.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, we've said it a million times. I mean, what a time to be a Chiefs fan. We are living the dream, and it's just, we do have a lot of new fans because of Taylor Swift, and we do have a lot of new fans because of the success that we've had.
Yep.
and because of Patrick Mahomes. And so there's a lot of new fans. And you know what I have to say to those new fans? Welcome. Welcome to the greatness.
Welcome to the
Yes,
kingdom.
I lived through all those crappy seasons and had to deal with crappy quarterbacks and crappy coaches and crappy GMs. Like, we've lived through all that, and so we deserve this. But I absolutely welcome all the new fans. The more
Yep.
the merrier.
Hey, and if you're a fair weather fan,
Oh,
I hope when we go back to sucking, you're still here, baby. You're still here. Love you. Love any fan we could get. And we definitely have them across the country. That's why the stands bleed red in every away game we are at. Only the Bills and the storied franchises can get more of their colors than us. I mean, when you watch this week Chargers, we will have more red in these stands than blue. Take it to the bank. Boom.
I mean, I hope. I don't know. I don't know about more, but
Yeah, but I don't know about the refs thing. I don't believe in the whole they do things for gambling. Blah blah blah.
believe it.
Yeah, I don't
want to believe
I
it.
don't.
I
I
don't-
don't believe it.
I don't think they do things for gambling, but things for the NFL agenda, I could buy into.
I would believe the moon landing was faked more than I would believe the refs are in on this to make the games closer.
Everybody knows the moon landing was fake, Bob.
And if you believe we put a man
No,
on
no,
the
no, you don't gotta do that.
moon,
Don't
man
gotta do
on
that.
the moon. All right, next question.
Last point I have for you, and this one's a big one because I know you guys just talked about him recently. Eric Bieniemy was just released by UCLA, available just in time as the Chiefs get ready for the playoff push for another consultant turnaround. All right, guys, love your show. Keep going. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.
Now,
Yeah, that was a really good catch there, Jason.
this was something
That's some
that
exciting news.
this was something I pointed out about last year is that Eric Bieniemy got let go from the Commanders, and we brought him in as a consultant for the postseason, and you guys saw how the postseason went compared to the regular season. And
Maybe that's the key. Maybe keeping him not on staff for the whole year to where he grinds everybody to the point where they hate him, but just bring him in for the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, get really ready for the postseason, and just bring him in. Just be a part-time coach for the end of the year push.
I think a lot of people, me included, as Mel pointed out on our live show Monday, I was a big hater on Eric Bieniemy and thought he was a cancer. And I have to say, I think I was completely wrong.
I don't agree with what you're saying right now, actually. Because I do agree that I think he was a cancer is a really harsh word for what he was, but he was a bad seed in an environment that just didn't thrive with that. I think
we
that
did
he
thrive with
caused-
it. What the fuck?
we thrived with
what
it,
the
but-
buck are you talking
hold-
about?
But hold on.
What
It
the
was
buck
getting-
are you talking about?
It was starting to get worse with the arguments, the visible arguments on the sideline. It was going to escalate as time went on. So I think that him being in that permanent role was a bad thing in the long run.
I
And
can
that's
see
my
which
point.
is, yeah, that's what
If he
made me
comes in-
dislike him.
Everybody loved him. Nobody has anything bad to say about him. Ask Patrick Mahomes about Bieniemy right now. He's going to say nothing but great stuff about him.
He's gonna say nothing but great stuff about it. Who cares about that? But what I
Yeah,
do
maybe.
think, okay, think about a good dad. A good dad, and like a coach shouldn't have to be a dad, but they kind of are like a dad, or a mom. They're a person that you get so mad at. You're like, I hate you, but then later on you realize, man, they were right. And maybe he didn't have the best way to get through to him, but he was a tough guy on the team that could basically put everybody back in their place. Whereas Andy Reid is a player's coach. He used to be a hard ass. He's a softy now. And he needs that regulator. Regulators mount up. He needs that guy to kind of be bad cop. And I think it was a good thing for the Chiefs. And I'm sorry that I ever wished him out of here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to tell who's right or who's wrong here, but I will say that the evidence suggests that that my statement is at least factual somewhat because it happened last year, and we'll see what happens for the remainder of this year. I, for one, am pro Eric Bieniemy consulting for the end of the season.
Just to be fair, I was the one that even brought up the consulting thing. I was actually talking Lucas in chat.
I don't remember that.
Lucas in chat was actually there at the Heart of America golf course when it actually clicked. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about this. We got better in the playoffs. Eric Bieniemy came on as a consultant. Oh my God. So yeah. If you don't remember it,
better.
just go back to our podcast and you can hear me talk about it.
Saying we got better in the playoffs isn't even really fair to what actually happened. I mean, it was like
we became
a whole
dominant
different team.
Force.
It was a whole different offense. Yep.
All right. Well, see, guys, 816-866-1066. It's so nice to have you guys call in. Sparks a lot of conversation. Please give us a voicemail for later.
Yeah, that's funny.
What are you laughing at here?
King Jamie said, I bet Andy's scary as heck when you know he'll just send you to Miami or Cleveland and keep winning rings while you watch from a losing team. Ouch.
Oh, sad.
Ouch.
All right. Well, all right.
Sad, but funny.
Yeah, we've actually, I don't even know how long we've been going. How long have we been going?
For a minute, 20 minutes or so, probably.
Oh shoot! All right. Well, all right. Let's jump in. What do you have for a little matchup overview of the Chargers and the Chiefs here? Because the Chargers, we played them right when they started to hit their stride the first time, and they've been like we talked about it after the Chargers game. This is going to be a team we're going to hate to face for years to come. Yeah,
well, the first time that we played, that was the second of Carson Steele's fumble games. So if you remember that and how much that brought us down, that was my big play memory of that game is the Carson, and we were just like, are you kidding me? Every other game, yeah. So funny you say that. I didn't know that till right before we started recording. Carson Steele is the top fullback vote getter for the Pro Bowl. I mean, that kind of shows you where it shows you where the fullback is in the NFL, though, right now.
Non-existent.
Yeah,
oh, but yeah. Still, I mean, hey, come on, yeah. let's do it.
What a huge honor
more
for
Pro
him
Bowlers.
Anyway. All that's going to do is boost his confidence, and I think we'll see maybe just a little extra from him, and he already likes to give a little extra. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of like super great performances that day. I think Chris Jones had a couple of sacks. That was nice. Yeah, he did. But Mahomes got sacked a couple of times too. Herbert had a deplorable day, 179 yards. And then that was Kelsey's first game that he really started to show us a little bit this season. He had 89 yards in that game, 7 receptions.
Yeah, it was the first time that he, was like, oh, we're back, type of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and Xavier Worthy did have 73 yards and a touchdown in that game. And I think that was his first, was that the first game he really started to show us a little something? Maybe it wasn't.
No, I can't.
I think that might have been week 6 or 7.
I mean,
7 or 8 maybe.
He showed us. Yeah, it wasn't
stuff consecutive weeks now.
Yeah, but he's showed us like little bits every week, really. But
yeah, it's like they'll have a drive or two where they'll feed Worthy the ball a bunch, and he does well, and then we really don't hear a whole lot from him. And I don't know if that's a defensive adjustment, maybe. But I mean, he's had some catches over the last few weeks that were in double coverage, and I mean contested catches. He's really shown some grit
Yeah.
and the ability to come down with some balls. So
Yep.
I,
Even a couple on the sidelines, which we
I was
talked
hoping
about.
for that kind of progression next year. Um, Honestly, what I've seen out of Worthy is more than I thought we were going to see out of him this year. To be honest with you, so.
I mean,
But yeah,
okay, I'll be honest. I had high hopes for
well,
Worthy,
we
and
had
he hasn't hit that, but he also hasn't had Rice and Hollywood Brown. I thought they were going to be on the field too from the beginning, and that was what, through training camp they all worked out the offense based on that. We lost Hollywood Brown right off the bat, who was supposed to be the other guy stretching the field. We had nothing to do that. Justin Watson is good, but not great, and was not Hollywood Brown. And so and then Rasheed Rice. I keep saying Ray Rice for some reason. I shouldn't do that. Ugh.
Yeah,
Bad Ray Rice. But yeah, it wasn't the same thing. And then, just like Carson Steele, Worthy was pressed into a role that he was not ready for. And so I think
right.
he could have had a much better season so far had those injuries not happened. I mean, the Chiefs have gone through the most adversity in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. So my expectations of Worthy were good, but my expectations were he was going to be the third or fourth wide receiver on the field most of the time
Yep.
because we were going to have Brown and we were going to have Rice, and so he wasn't going to need to do anything great. So I think these last few games, Worthy is finally starting to catch on because he needs to, and I don't think that was going to be something that he was going to really need to do at this point yet,
Well,
had the rest of the season not worked out the way it is.
well,
So I
and
just didn't expect that much.
and King Jamie the Mad in chat says, and guys, you should definitely be tuning in to our live streams, Buck and Bob, BUK and BOB. On YouTube, you should be tuning in so you can talk with us too. But he points out, Worthy has been open. He says 100 times. I don't know that that's accurate, but he's been open a lot. I have seen it
I think the
also.
point-
I watch film afterwards too. But he says it's probably hard to throw deep while a defender is chewing on the back pocket. And what he's talking about is the line. We're going to talk about the line, just not quite yet, but that
But
I
you
think
nailed it.
I think that is a big thing. And I think Mahomes has happy feet, and happy feet, for anybody who doesn't know football lingo, the only person that's ever done good with happy feet is Jason.
Debating Manning.
Yep, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning always had happy feet and was always good with it.
And he was
but
it was like he practiced it. That's how he played.
but nobody else is good with happy feet. So we'll talk about the line here in a second though. But what else you got here before we move on?
Yeah, so this is a division game. So we see this team twice every year. So these games are always a little bit more important as far as playoff implications are concerned. Yes, the Chiefs are 11-1. They hold the top spot in the AFC, but it is a really tight race right now. And the Chargers at 8-4 are actually in 5th place in the AFC playoff standings right now. So a win for them would be absolutely enormous, and a loss for the Chiefs could be enormous as well. That would put us in the same bracket as the Bills, and the Bills have the tiebreaker. So this game is actually really, really important, even for an 11-1 team.
Yeah, this game is extremely important. I can't believe the Broncos and the Chargers are. It could be the Broncos and the Chargers being the
Yeah.
freaking wild cards. Like, that is absolutely absurd.
And you want to hear the crazy thing? So the Chargers are the 5th team in the AFC standings right now, playoff wise. The two teams besides the Chiefs and the Bills are the Steelers and the Texans that are ahead of them. And those are going to be two teams that we play later in December. So what a crazy schedule that we really have going on. The Steelers are Christmas Day, and I believe the Texans are the week before that. So it's a mad race for the finish line, and we really have a tough go of it. But man, I got so much confidence in this team right now. Especially with DJ Humphries coming in. I know he's going to make a huge difference.
I do too. I really think we have. I mean, I really think we have. I'm confident, and a lot of people aren't confident, and it's crazy to me. But I do have to say, this is the time of the pod where Jobu needs a refill.
We were talking about Jobu earlier today at work. That's funny.
So I'm gonna have to do a timeout, and
Go to commercial.
yeah, we'll see you guys after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be Buck and Bob
back. All right, guys. Just to let you know, we're going to be doing live shows on Monday nights. They're going to be an extra show that we're doing where we'll talk about Monday Night Football as well as Chiefs storylines and storylines around the league. We'll talk to different guests probably. It's going to be a different show than we normally do, but it's going to be a cool live show. And you guys can get involved and come meet us, come hang out, come be part of the show. It's going to be at the Sports Pub and Pizzeria in Lenexa, Kansas. It is inside the
All-American Indoor Sports Complex.
Yeah.
8875 Rose Hill Road. They got a ton of TVs to watch the game. They've got pizza, some of the best pizza in the city.
Oh yeah, the
but
pizza's good.
I'm kind of partial to the wings myself, but yeah, it's going to be a blast. I can't wait.
Yep, it's going to be fun, and there's all kinds of cool stuff there. You can watch the games. Monday nights is the ladies' league, and they got
soccer.
Yeah, they're playing soccer on either side of the bar with windows that show down below. There's arcade games for the kids. There's all kinds of cool stuff there. So we'd love you to come out and hang out, support us.
Come stop by, say hi.
Please. Yeah, help us grow. That's that's at 8875 Rose Hill Road, Lenexa, Kansas 66215, and that's the Sports Pub and Pizzeria.
It's really close to 87th and Quivira for those that are familiar with the area.
We'll see you there Monday nights.
Can't wait.
And we're back from timeout. Good job getting back. That was our first commercial break. We just ran all over the place, did all kinds of things.
It made me hungry for some buffalo wings. He even knows now. Like, he just brings them out to me when we go there.
Oh man! All right. Well, all right. So, what do we have next, Buck?
Some key matchups to watch during this game. So Patrick Mahomes is almost always the first thing on our list here as far as key matchups to watch. But the Chargers secondary has been struggling of late, and Mahomes has been struggling of late as well. So we're kind of hoping things.
Hold on, Mahomes has not been struggling.
I mean, so this offense is struggling.
Yeah, the line's struggling, but Mahomes still, stats-wise, for the last 6 games has been on point.
Has it? I mean, he had a 3-touchdown game once. I think he had a 2-touchdown game once or twice.
But we're not
So
seeing we are seeing a
we're not
ton of
seeing
sacks. He has been sacked
a
like
lot.
20 times in the last 5 games, 10 times in just the last 2 games. So that is true. But he's not making stupid mistakes like he did prior. He's going ahead, taking the sack, which sucks. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's doing the right thing at this point instead of throwing a pick, like he did on 2nd and 2, or
Mhm.
2nd and 3 or whatever it was, second play of the game, So, yeah. All right.
So
Sorry.
we are. No, you're good. I mean, we're absolutely hoping that DJ Humphries is going to come in this game and make a difference. He's not going to know the whole playbook. He's not going to know all the lingo. He has been working hard. Andy Reid said that he's been working hard, and he has been hinted by Reid and by Nagy as he might be starting. My guess is whether he starts or not, he'll probably be in there at the end of the game because if it's going to be Wanye or Kings, well, I don't think Kingsley's even been talked about this week. But if it's Wanye, I don't think that's going to last very long.
I think there's no chance in hell he doesn't start and play 95% of snaps this game. Wanye Morris is hurt. He did okay
He did okay, yeah.
until he got hurt. And then he played hurt, and that has definitely not been good. Sua Mataia is probably a right tackle prospect for the future. He played right tackle his entire career. Putting him at left tackle was probably a stretch and probably just a, I don't know, like a wish for the Chiefs that he would be able to convert. The majority of tackles cannot convert to one side or the other after college unless they played both during college. It's not a normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've talked about many times prior, Jason Kelsey's talked about how Pro Bowl, the right tackle position would always suck ass because all the best left tackles in the world couldn't play right tackle. So asking a right tackle to play left tackle, yeah. So
it's a big ask.
Yeah.
Yep.
And moving Joe Tooney over, I do not think is the way to go either. Like that's just no. Like
Yeah, it's
DJ
serviceable
Humphries
as an
coming in.
in-game answer to some really bad play, but yeah, absolutely that's not the play going forward.
Yeah.
So go DJ Humphries.
Yeah. Humphries is coming in. I'm almost positive he's gonna be a little bit not ready. But if you look at his last season's stats, where he was, supposedly, not as good as he was prior, he only gave up 4 sacks in like 900 snaps.
Wanye gave up more than that last week, right?
In like 10 snaps, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just he's gonna be good. He's got a great attitude. It's not like he's a new tackle. Yeah, like he's been out of the game for a bit. He might be a little out of shape, possibly, definitely, but he knows how to play. And like our running game might see a little bit of a hit because of it, because he doesn't have the power of a young tackle, but the passing protection is all about wisdom and knowing what to do against different pass rushing moves. And he seems like he's a student of the game. I think we're going to see a really big change this week, and I'm so excited for DJ Humphries. So excited.
Yep, I am totally team DJ Humphries going forward.
DJ.
As well as anybody that was watching earlier this season, I'm still team refs. So, but the other key matchup to watch is the Chiefs defense versus Justin Herbert. If he has time to throw, He does have a young receiver named Lad McConkey who had a pretty good game earlier this season. I think he's a rookie. Um, he is questionable for this game, so he may not play. And then the other wide receiver threat that they have, J.K. Dobbins, he's out until week 17, so we don't have to worry about him this week. But if he's got time, he can get it to anybody that might be open. So it's really key that the Chiefs defense kind of shore up, especially that defensive line, get some pressure, maybe get some sacks, keep Justin Herbert running because he's not a great running quarterback. But he
Well,
is a big guy, so when he gets going, he can carry some guys. I mean, think Josh Allen, just not as good.
well, the scariest part of the Chargers is the fact that Justin Herbert could be a drop back and pass 40, 50 times a game and win the game with 400 passing yards, right? But they don't use him as that. They are doing the Harbaugh, running game, and they have a good rushing attack, and it's so scary that Justin Herbert can just use that play action. So I think the big thing to watch is our rushing D, and I don't even know that like us getting to the quarterback is actually that big of a deal for this specific matchup. But I will say we have Charles Omenihu back, number 90. There was a bunch of people giving him shit. Even Chris Jones gave him shit in his presser after the game and said, "Hey, you're just out of practice." And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, Chris, you should be thanking this man. The reason you have your 2 sacks in that game is because you opened it up. Like, dude, he was in everybody's faces. Like, this is what I was talking about. I've been talking about him coming back, Omenihu coming back. Number 90 changes our entire pass rush. And whether he gets the sack or not, one guy cannot do it. Chris Jones cannot do it. Karlaftis, I love. He's a great. He stays in the play every time. He's there. He never stops. He runs the entire play. But Omenihu is a pass rusher, and he's the only quote unquote pass rusher besides Jones on the team at the moment, in my humble opinion.
Okay, when you say people are giving him a hard time, I can't speak for anybody else, and because I didn't hear all the things that you were talking about, but Chris Jones, when Chris Jones is saying that, especially in a press conference, I'm pretty sure he's just
he's
jabbing
joking.
the guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's definitely joking.
It's one of his best buddies.
Oh,
and
yeah, he's
just
definitely
like,
joking.
I got 2 sacks. What'd you do?
But-
knowing full well he got 2 sacks because of what he did.
But
Chris Jones knows that.
Chris Jones knows it, and he's making a joke, and people that are really in tune with the team know it. But I kind of feel bad for Omenihu because the majority of fans don't know that. They see sack and nothing else. They don't see what sets up sacks for other players. Like, it's a team game, and a lot of people don't get that.
But I don't really expect, with Omenihu back, even if he's playing at 95 to 100%, I don't expect to see a whole lot of sack numbers from him. I expect him to open that up for Jones, and I think that's what's going to happen. Is Jones is going to see a lot more sack numbers. Thank you to Omenihu.
Yep.
But
and I
all
think
the powers that be,
Omenihu is going to see sacks. Thank you to Jones, and now also Karlaftis is going to. I mean, it's
maybe some Wharton.
I mean, hey, we'll take it. Turk.
Yeah.
I mean, Turk saves lives. Did you hear about this?
No.
So it wasn't last game. It was the game before. Who did we play? We played at their stadium. No, we played the Raiders last game before.
Oh,
We played the Raiders at home last game.
That feels
played.
like 4 weeks ago.
We played. Oh, who did we play?
Oh.
Chat, can you help us? Who did we play?
I know how to see it. We played.
I don't know if Chat's actually updated for me. Maybe it's
the Panthers. That was the Panthers game.
Yeah. So we're like the Chiefs are walking into the tunnel, and a kid really wanted an autograph, and he leaned a little bit too far over.
Yeah.
And he fell off, and Turk caught him. And I mean, he's out here saving lives. He's a good dude. And I watched the Chiefs have this show on YouTube called Defending the Kingdom, and they had Turk on there. The dude eats 12 eggs before practice, along with waffles and other things too.
Raw
12
eggs.
eggs.
Cooked eggs.
Cooked.
Oh,
But
I could eat 12 eggs.
Okay, well, all of Karloftis and all the other linemen are like, "You're freaking crazy, dude." Like, 12,
eating 12 every day, that's a lot.
Hold on. You're saying you could eat 12 eggs? Like,
yeah, easily.
do you need them to be hard boiled?
You can cook them any way you want.
All right, challenge accepted. Next
time limit?
Monday night, we'll see if Buck here can eat 12 eggs
What's
on
the time
camera
limit?
during our live show.
During the live show? Dude, 7 minutes.
And you won't be able to have wings, though, unfortunately. But
I can have wings after I'm done with the eggs.
Okay. Challenge. I'll bring you some salt and pepper and everything. This is gonna be great. You just set yourself up for that, dude. 12 eggs is a lot. I'm just telling you. I've eaten 6 before.
I eat 6 to 8 every time.
Okay. All right. Challenge accepted.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, Taylor Time said 5-minute egg challenge. Yeah, I can do that in 5 minutes.
All right. Well,
yes, we do know who Joe Delaney is. Actually, we covered him in one of our earlier episodes when we were doing some.
But okay. So when you're answering chat, just heads up, you need to say that because it just sounded like you were talking to me or something.
Sorry. Yeah, King Jamie said, "Do you guys know who number 37 Joe Delaney was?" Yes, we do, and yes, it was tragic. He jumped into a lake to save 3 kids. He saved 1 kid. Sadly, he passed, and 2 of the children passed. Yeah, sad story. Thanks a lot for bringing that up. Just kidding.
Moment of silence there.
Moment of silence. Yeah, it was back in the like 83, like early 80s, I want to say. It was before I was a Chiefs fan. Something I've absolutely. Yeah, King Jamie said he's a hero.
All right,
he
well,
definitely was a hero.
Turk,
definition of a hero.
That kid fell off head first. So if Turk hadn't have caught him, we have no clue what would have happened. It could have been a really tragic thing. And the dude
for Turk.
watched a whole thing on him. I really am rooting for Turk to really come on. Really am, because he was just like, it just seems like an amazing guy. But okay, so yeah, where were we there? So
we were covering the end of the key matchups.
Yeah.
Coming to the end.
Yeah, so that's all I have. We need to shut down the run if we want to beat the Chargers. That's basically where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But we can't give Herbert time to find open receivers because he can find open receivers. He's a tall guy. He's done it time and time again. So go Chiefs defense. Yeah. I just, over the last few games, I just feel like the defense, even though the numbers don't necessarily show it, but it just feels like the defense has just been giving, they play a lot of bend, don't break, especially in the first half. And it just feels like there has been a lot more bending recently. And I'd like Spags to clean up.
So King Jamie and chat, like you've just been awesome just chatting with us. But I just, he just says, all I'm saying is long live the team that has heroes, right? So, I mean, we like the whole Chiefs team is just like that. I remember
Comes the Bill
playing
story.
the Bills. All right, you go ahead and tell it.
No, I mean you've told the story a few times.
But
That's okay.
it's such a cool thing. Like Josh Allen is flying out of bounds. He is going to hit a bunch of shit. He's probably going to hurt himself. I don't even remember what year it was. But 5 Chiefs players catch Josh and push him back out onto the field and save him from possibly getting injured. That's the type of team we are, and that's the type of persona the Chiefs Kingdom and the Chiefs put on. And I love that about the Chiefs. That's why I would never be a Raiders fan. Like I would never be like these dirty teams. The Chiefs are good. It's a bunch of good dudes, and I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, haters would argue that the incident with Peyton Hendershot earlier this season when he was in his street clothes on the sideline would kind of counteract your story.
Peyton
But
Hendershot, the tight end that we had just gotten from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
how is he? Like
he was part of the Chiefs. He was on the sideline.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not part of I mean,
He's on the team.
They didn't dress him the next week. I think.
Well, he wasn't dressed that week. He was in plain clothes the week that happened.
But I think the Chiefs probably were like, bro.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelsey couldn't even get away with that. That's just not okay.
All right. Well, what do we have next? I'm trying to see how long we've went. We can't go too long here.
Well,
we're doing okay.
See.
We've got maybe 20 minutes tops left.
Well, so let's jump down to player spotlights. So, one of the player spotlights for me is Travis Kelce versus the Chargers linebackers. Travis Kelce's biggest strength over the years has been finding the holes in the gaps, and that, I mean, the Chargers do like to play a lot of zone defense, so there potentially could be a lot of gaps, and if Travis is able to find his way, we can expect a big game from him. Now, his big games, even his biggest games, haven't really equated to a lot of touchdowns yet, but he's still playing a crucial role in getting us down to the end zone. But our red zone offense has really, really struggled this season. Especially the last 5 or 6 games, kind of feels like the offense is getting it back together between the 20s. But then once we get to that red zone, it's almost like they're like, oh, wait, what do we do here?
Yeah, it's actually bizarre because we used to have such good trickery in the red zone. Mm-hmm. We had people that would get open. I mean, Kelsey would get open. I mean, I guess, Tyreek Hill would always get open in the end zone somehow weirdly. But that was also with a line that could hold a pass rusher for more than a half of a second. And
that's right. That's exactly what I was going to say, is I think that it all comes down to the line. And with, when you get down towards the red zone or into the red zone and closer to the end zone really becomes a 12th defender on the field. That you just have a lot less room to work with. So when Patrick Mahomes has that room, he can use that to his advantage, but that closes once you get in the red zone, and it really kind of limits him.
Well, and
the defense doesn't have to cover as much.
And every team, a lot of people have said this, but it's the truth. Every team that goes against the Chiefs, if they beat the Chiefs, is a feather in their hat. It's theirs. Every team that's not playoff bound playing against the Chiefs is their Super Bowl at this point. They have tons of film on Wanye and they knew what was hurt. They're able to go after his weak side. They're able to get that. And I think the fact that they're not going to have film of DJ Humphries, I think is going to help the Chiefs a ton. Like they're going to have film from, the Cardinals, but they're not going to have film of him with the Chiefs, and I think it's going to help a ton. I think it's just going to be crazy. I think we score in the red zone at least twice this game. Touchdowns, not field goals. We do that. Although we are on our third kicker.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Although in the injury report, it does say that our first backup. Can you remember his name now?
Spencer
Spencer
Schrader has
Schrader.
been moved to IR. Yeah.
Oh well, it said expected return week 14, and that I looked at it just before we started
Really?
recording.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
now
heard he was on IR.
it's not the Chiefs website. It's actually CBS.com. They've got a great injury report. That's what I like to use.
Yeah.
But that's what it said.
You know
Yeah.
why? That's because they're, at least they used to be, the biggest fantasy football site that there was. Like they were the only ones to use.
Well,
It's what we used.
It's not just like the way they have their stats set up, but it's also formatted very well, so I can copy it and paste it, and I don't have to edit a whole lot to get it to fit nicely. So that's another reason I chose it. But it does have
Gotcha.
all the fun stats and all the good, or all the information for returning players, and that's huge. Most sites don't do that. So anyway, what was the other thing for the player spotlights then? Oh yeah, so the other player spotlight is actually kind of it's it's kind of up in the air. I I was really worried about Lad McConkey. He's he is an up and coming wide receiver, and
Yes, he
Herbert
is.
likes to get it to him. He had a breakout game, I believe it was last week against Atlanta, but he has been. It's not like it was a breakout game, and he hasn't done anything until then. I mean, he's been performing.
I mean,
Injuries,
he
and I
just
even put
hasn't
this
had a
on there.
lot of T.
Right.
He hasn't a lot of TDs, but he is at 58 receptions, 815 yards, 14-yard average, 60-yard long, and 4 TDs for the season. He is definitely a guy that is definitely and what's crazy is he went in the second round and his stats are way higher than Worthy. It's just something I've heard about from a lot of people. Went in the second round, number 34 in the second round. Or no, pick 34, number 2 in the second round. But we took Worthy in the first round, and this guy has been just killing it.
Do you regret that pick then? Would you have rather have had McConkey? I don't know enough about him, and I have been impressed enough with Worthy's his progress so far.
No, man.
So I wouldn't say I regret it.
I'm in on Worthy. I think I do think and I don't know a ton about him, but I do think Lad McConkey is more like a Rashee Rice type of receiver. So I don't think it would have been I think we were looking for a burner, and Worthy, we might have reached a little bit to get him, but I don't know who else was looking at him. In Brett Veach, we trust. We've talked about that. I have no clue, but it is kind of crazy how good he is. In hindsight, boy, it would have been cool if we would have taken him instead of Suamataita, but we didn't have that pick, early
you were
enough.
doing so good. You've been saying his name right for so long. And now that he's not playing, you're just like Sumi Boomy, who cares? Yeah, well, one of my notes was that with Lad McConkey, his injuries are always a concern, and he is questionable for this game. But
Well, I mean, but this will
J.K.
be the first
Dobbins
game he
injury,
hasn't played. He's had
right?
three
He has been playing.
100-yard games,
Hmm.
and he's had receptions, and he's been a part of every. I mean, he's really coming into stride right
Yeah, he
now.
is. And J.K. Dobbins is out until week 17, and he's their number one wide receiver, I believe. And with him being out, that opens the door for McConkey. So you know that if there's any chance, he's going to be out there. I mean, that's what they do.
All right, all right,
All
all
right.
right. What do we got next?
So it's kind of like a storyline thing with the Chiefs and Chargers are playing on Sunday Night Football, which is a huge thing. I kind of wanted to talk about how games like this kind of help shape the AFC West rivalry with the Chargers and the Broncos and that other team. Something that King James said just a little bit ago. Um,
King Jamie.
King Jamie, sorry. He was talking. Oh, he said it's been like this since Marty Schottenheimer got here in the late '80s. That's when he changed the feel of the team to be more of a brotherhood. And it's just, I think we did lose that feel a little bit in the mid 2000s with, I can't even remember that guy's name that was our coach.
You don't think?
Um,
Oh, you're talking. You're talking about. Not we play to win the game. You're talking about, oh gosh, what was his name? He was the
you're not talking about
offensive
Dick Vermeil.
coordinator.
Oh,
Oh,
offensive.
wait, no, you said the mid 2000s. Was
Yeah,
that?
I know. That's
No,
why I said
I was thinking Todd Haley, like the guy
Todd
that
Haley.
like
Yes,
turned us into like a
a
crappy
joke.
team was
Hmm.
Todd Haley.
Yes, and I think we did lose a lot of that feel, that brotherhood, that camaraderie that this team is kind of known
Well,
for, especially amongst the fans. But I mean,
it's because we brought what's his name in from the
Scott
Patriots.
Pioli.
Scott Pioli was a cancer. I mean,
Yeah.
the Patriots were like we should have, they were the template for success. I don't look down on Clark Hunt for trying that, but they were they were they were skeevy. I mean, that's all I have to say. And like remember I was there with Adam, who was a guy I used to work with at Herf Jones.
We used to work with.
Yeah, yep, true. And I remember talking to him being like, dude, I just heard that Clark Hunt got on a plane to ambush Andy Reid on
I
his
remember
flight.
you running to my desk and telling me that. I remember that.
Oh my God. And we were like,
And
dude,
I was like, not
if we
going to
could
happen.
get Andy
There's
Reid,
no way.
oh my God, dude, it would change everything. There's no way Clark Hunt's going to get him to come to such a small time team. Like, we are a small market team. For anybody that doesn't know what markets are, if you're in New York, the cost of living is double here, right? So
LA.
so the amount of money you can make is double there also. So we're a small market team, and we're the small market team that even when we were like, we have sold out Arrowhead for what, 35 years straight. Like, we are one of the best fan bases that ever lived. And he talked Andy Reid, the most high sought after coach in the league, into coming to us, and we were just like, it was so cool. But yeah, okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to take it off on that.
No, you're right. I mean,
I just
that kind of
thought
goes with
back
the
to that.
conversation.
Yeah, I just thought back
You
to
know
that.
it just didn't feel like a rivalry, during those years. They did. Scott Pioli just ruined this team. But I think what Scott Pioli was trying to do, though, is he was trying to emulate what Carl Peterson did. So Carl Peterson made a career out of getting the Chiefs to the playoffs and then, remember Marty Ball, it just never happened, but he kept the stadium was full. I mean, every game was sold out. So he was making money hand over foot, and all he had to do was keep the Chiefs into the playoffs. And I think that's what Scott Pioli wanted to do, but was just absolutely clueless as to how to do it. I mean, he went on to the Browns and did the same thing there.
Well, he picked the wrong head coach, definitely. Yeah, he was so bad. He
I remember
wasn't.
being pumped up for him though.
I was too, just because he was a hot offensive coordinator
in Arizona.
He went back to being an offensive coordinator and did great again. He just wasn't a head coach, and then we had the Herm years, and
I love Herm Edwards.
I love
man.
him too.
He was hampered by
to win
he was hampered.
the game.
Oh, that's where that was coming from. Okay, yeah. No, see, I think Herm Edwards was instrumental in getting that feeling back, that brotherhood, that camaraderie, that the team environment. I think he was instrumental in trying to get that back.
Brought in Jamal Charles, gave him a chance. Everybody said he's too tall, too skinny to be a running back, and still has one of the best average yards per carry of any back. So, and wasn't even a great offensive line at that time. But we're getting off on tangents now. We do have to kind of concise this. I think we're
just about done here.
Yeah, I think we are.
Predictions for the game.
If DJ Humphries plays, I think we win by 2 scores finally. Once again.
Yeah, we've only done it, I think, twice this season.
Twice.
2 scores.
I think twice, and then we've lost once by 2 scores.
Mm-hmm. So I would love to see a 2-score game, but I'm not ready to go there yet with this team. So I think the Chiefs win by 4. So I'll say 21-17.
I really think getting that left tackle squared away, and maybe DJ Humphries kind of falters right off the bat just because he's out of shape or not in football shape or whatever. But I think we're gonna have a good game. I'm excited. It's gonna be the first time we're watching it at the Kingdom Bar and Grill. I've went to lunch here, at that bar multiple times. The food's great. I've had a great time. The bartenders are absolutely awesome. The 2 I've met were oh my gosh, I shouldn't even have said it because now his name is this is bad. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you're live.
I've literally only met Sean.
Yeah.
I usually scram right away.
No, this is at the King. You're
at the Kingdom.
Yeah, you're talking.
Sorry.
I met Courtney and I met Christian. Got it. Courtney and Christian.
Look how proud of yourself you are.
2 great bartenders. I've tried a bunch of the food there. It's been great. The ambiance there is absolutely crazy. I'm nervous and excited to do a show there. And yeah, I'm going there to test. I'm going to test their Wi-Fi tomorrow to make sure the live show can be done. If we can't do it live, we will definitely record it and then just put it up when we get home. But anybody wanting to come out and watch the game with us, because they have this huge projector. They like drop a screen down. They have a DJ during commercial breaks to break it up. And, he also does the touchdown and all that stuff. So I'm excited to watch a game there, let alone do the podcast there afterwards. So we hope you guys could come out. Also, right after that, we're doing We're interviewing Susie Arbo at, the Sports Pub and Pizzeria in Lenexa, Kansas, at the All American Indoor Sports Complex. We might be getting our own women's soccer team. I don't know all the specifics about it yet, but we will let you guys know about that, how you can help
We're like
out.
Patrick Mahomes. We got a team.
It's, yeah, things are looking up. Things are getting crazy. We're excited. Yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So stay tuned, and yeah, I guess I should tell them how they can find us. You guys can find us on Facebook at Buck and Bob Take on Chiefs Kingdom. You can find all our links at buckandbob.com. That's BUKNBOB.com. You can find us on Twitter at Buck and Bob. You can find us everywhere at Buck and Bob. Buck, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me and you together on Facebook also at Buck and Bob, BUKNBOB. And then you can find me on Twix. That's at Buck_Tastic, BUK_TASTIK.
And you can find me on Twix at Blazin_Bob. That's BLAZZIN_BOB.
We're going to make that a thing.
Dude, Twix has got to be a thing.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure Elon Musk can just buy that. So, he owns X. So, although he is trying to buy MSNBC or something right now, I heard recently.
I think somebody else might own the name Twix.
Yeah, but I'm saying he could just buy that.
Maybe with 2 X's?
And then
he probably could.
And then they
change
could just
the name of the candy bar.
And they could put Twix as like the oh man, it'd be great. Yeah, he just needs to buy the candy bar.
He could do it.
You could do it, Elon. You could do it.
You can do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
All right, guys, we will see you next week. Thank you for hanging out. Or we'll see you Sunday. Thank you for hanging out. Whew, it was a good episode.
How about those Chiefs?
All right, that'll be the.
Thank you, Miranda. I love you.
Episode. Any last questions from chat before we kill the stream?
King Jamie wants to come have a drink or 6 with us.
Yeah,
we could do that Sunday evening.
King Jamie, we're gonna be at the Kingdom. You should definitely come.
6 drinks is a lot. It's gonna be fun. It'll be a fun after show then.
All right, he's eating 12 eggs on Monday night. That's gonna be interesting.
No problem.
Okay. All right. We're gonna
less on a contract. Okay.
We're gonna set him there right in front of you, and you're just gonna have to.
I'll scarf him. I'll down him. It's not even. It's. I find it weird that you want to bet me. What do I win out of this?
Well, I would ask that you go slow, because I don't know if
you want me to go slow.
Well, just because I don't want you to have to leave the podcast, because I just remember a scene from The Great Escape. My dad made me watch it as a kid, and I remember him eating all these boiled eggs and then having to puke quickly afterwards. So I'm afraid if you scarf him down, then we just won't have you for the show, which would suck.
Okay, so
So maybe we do it at the end of the podcast.
That's fine. Well, no, because I want to have wings. We'll do it maybe in the middle of the podcast. I'm going to call my son Sawyer after this, and I'm going to tell him about this challenge, and he's going to be like, Dad, you can do 12 eggs right now. I'm like, I know.
So I'm going to make sure to buy the small eggs instead of the jumbo.
That's what I eat is the jumbo.
Well, if I was a dick, I would buy jumbo just to try to make it so you could. But I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Because I care about your health, and I'm actually scared about this challenge now.
Why are you scared?
Because I love you and don't want you to get hurt.
Well, I'm not going to get hurt.
I mean, I don't know.
All right, we'll have
I
Sean.
remember when
we'll have
Johnny
Sean
Dare
cook 'em up.
had somebody drink a whole gallon of milk and found out, oh, that's
different.
bad.
That's different. I've had when I first heard about that challenge, I was like, I could do that. And then I had like 2 glasses of milk back to back, and I was like, oh, I don't know.
King Jamie
And-
coming in hot. I'd be more worried about the gas. Yeah, you might gas at our guest. Be like, whoa.
I'll sit on the other end, the opposite end.
All right, man. Guys, thank you so much. We had 90 different people come into our chat tonight. So this is we're trying something new, doing this live show. Thank you guys so much. This has been a blast, and having chat it's been great. So we will see you guys next time.
Latest in the Menjay.
Yep. Bye.